Go ahead, take a vacation. Prescription for travel is good advice. It could actually help you perhaps stay healthier and live longer. Go Away is a new book about getting away. It's written by Dr. Mel Borins. He joins us this morning. Good morning.
Hi.
Why did you write this book? And did you take the doctor's perspective into account?
I did. You know, I noticed that people in my practice, patients, had medical problems, and they went on a holiday, and often that problem either disappeared or really got reduced. And I started to collect stories of people who actually went away on a vacation and came back better in terms of medical problems. And I said, hey, there's something here. And then I looked into the literature, the scientific support for it, and I began to discover that there's actually some proof that holidays are actually therapeutic and good for you. And I hadn't seen it written anywhere else, and basically that's why I decided to write it.
But this would have been a revelation over time, I'm assuming.
It is. You know, it's an intuitive thing. We all know when we go on a holiday, we feel better. But it wasn't until I started to notice actually symptoms of patients that had been there for months or sometimes longer disappear on a vacation that I started to really pay attention.
What are some of the examples of symptoms of patients? Give us an example of what you're talking about.
Well, I remember a woman who had a chronic neck problem. She was a dental hygienist. And this problem, she went to a chiropractor, she went to physiotherapy, she had non-steroidal anti-inflammatory, she had all kinds of things, and this pain persisted for over a year. No matter what she did, this chronic neck pain kept on. And then she went on a week vacation to Club Med. And during the vacation, halfway through, she realized that the pain in her neck had gone. It disappeared. She was having just the greatest time down there. And so when she came back to Toronto, it was interesting, the pain didn't come back. It was gone, it went away, and after a year of having it, I think it was the vacation, just getting out there and, you know, just being away from all your troubles.
It lends the question, why is this working? You tell the story about a guy with a rash.
Yeah.
Had it for years, goes on vacation, loses it, comes back, gets it again.
Yeah.
So what is it about a vacation?
The vacation gets you out of your everyday situation. You kind of get a distance from your life, and somehow, you know, all the everyday things that you worry about, and the telephones and the faxes and the emails and all the issues somehow fade in the distance. And it's kind of like taking a break. You know, when we're dealing with stress, sometimes we have to fight or we flee. You know, we run away.
Yeah.
And actually, sometimes dealing with stress, one way is to withdraw, to actually get out of the situation. When you get out of that stressful situation, you get a perspective on your life that maybe you don't have when you're right in the middle of it, living it. So it's kind of that break and the pause from your own life that makes the difference.
In a perfect world, how often should people try to get away?
Well, I say as often as possible. You know, there's some scientific research. They did a study with 750 women over 20 years, and they asked them psychosocial questions about all the things in their life that were important. And those women who took 2 or more vacations a year had half the risk of dying over the 20 years than those women who took a vacation once every 6 years or less. And they did another study, interestingly, of 12,000 men over 9 years. And those men who took an annual vacation had 22% less likely to die than those men who never took a vacation.
But we're talking vacation, you're not maybe just taking a week off and working around the house?
No, well, the book's called Go Away,
yeah.
Because I don't think it's a bad thing to take a weekend off and work around the house.
Yeah.
But I think the concept of actually getting out of your own environment makes the difference. And it doesn't have to be a lengthy time. You know, I was speaking to actually the makeup person before I came on the show, and she said she was having a lot of stress and feeling really unwell in December. And then she went off to the Bahamas for just 4 days. And it was a transformation. She just completely changed. And when she came back, all that stuff that was happening kind of melted away. And she still hasn't felt, you know, that way again since December. So it doesn't have to be a lengthy vacation. And it doesn't have to, it doesn't have to cost a lot of money.
Well, that's what I was going to say. Everybody obviously can't afford to get away. What are some of the alternatives for, you know, people in a situation where they just physically can't afford it?
Well, I say that the first thing is to dream it and to want it and to picture it and be open to the prospects of getting a vacation. Because you're right, the big problem is around finances. Mm-hmm. But I've had patients who've won trips in contests. I've had people who've been given a cottage by their boss for the weekend. I've had people who are on social assistance who inherited money and were able to take a vacation. So The money's important, but the big thing is the wanting to get away, because some people scrimp and save every penny to get away,
Right.
whereas other people, you know, they'll blow the money on other things, so it's not as important.
The book is Go Away, just for the health of it. Dr. Mel Borins, thank you so much.